Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Stick around for a bit to hear about a massive bonus pack available to both new and returning players. In this video, I'm going to unlock every single achievement added in the Crusader Kings 3 All Under Heaven DLC, which saw all of Asia being added to the playable map with its cool countries and government types. From restoring direct imperial rule over Japan, becoming a god among men, to establishing a new Christian faith to conquer China, as the Viking Haesteinn of all people, this video will have tons of fun and crazy challenges. I'll be starting with the Japan achievements, then doing the meritocratic nations of Korea and Vietnam, followed by the Mandala challenges, and then finally I'll complete all the China achievements. But before we get into the achievements, I think it would be a good idea to explain the basics of the new update. There's a ton of new government types, and as such, I'll give a basic description of each of them. Starting with Japan. Japan has two government types, Ritsuryo and Soryo. Ritsuryo is a type of administrative government where each ruler controls one county and the titles are passed on to whoever has the highest influence in that county. Soryo is basically the Japanese equivalent to a feudal realm. The country starts as Ritsuryo in the early start dates and slowly converts to Soryo. Across the sea, we have China with its celestial government. Candidates take exams and study for said exams to increase their merit score. Titles are passed on to whoever in the entire country has a higher merit score, and the higher your merit, the better titles you can get. Next door, we have Korea with a meritocratic government, which is basically a watered-down celestial with a cap on the max merit rank. Lastly, we have two government types in Southeast Asia that go together, Wanoa and Mandala. Wanoa is a type of tribal that does bartering instead of raiding, and Mandala is a government type that uses tributaries instead of vassals, and the leaders are all god kings and the like. Now that you know the basics, we can start. First up, we have the Japanese achievements. I'll be starting with two of what I call one and dones, basically an achievement that requires you to play a specific character and do a specific thing. Then I'll do the miscellaneous Japan achievements afterwards, all in the same game. And remember, if you enjoy the video, then you'll also enjoy War Thunder. The most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, is available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. Immerse yourself in the intense combat of War Thunder, where incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. My favorite part about War Thunder is that there's a game mode for every type of player. War Thunder offers 3 distinct modes, each ramping up realism progressively. Simulator mode ditches all guardrails for the ultimate challenge. My kind of fun. But if you want a more casual experience, then the arcade mode is for you. It suits those craving fast-paced matches with enhanced vehicle performance and simplified physics. Lastly, you have realistic mode, the perfect middle ground, striking a balance between intensity and authenticity. However you choose to play, War Thunder's got it. Join a worldwide community of over 95 million players in epic PvP battles today, and delve into the breathtaking experience that is War Thunder. Play War Thunder now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile devices. Use my links in the pinned comment or video description to sign up. With an unmatched wealth of high quality content to discover, there's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. New players and those who haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack on PC or consoles that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium account. It's only available for a limited time, so don't miss it. If you'd like to see a specific achievement, you can check the timeline or the description for timestamps. Otherwise, sit back, relax, grab a drink, and enjoy the show. From 1192 to 1867, Japan was ruled not by its emperor, but by a single military dictator, the Shogun. The first shogun would be none other than Minamoto Yoritomo. At age 13, after his father's death, he was exiled by the Taira to Itsu province. As a one-county lord in exile, we'll have to leverage any advantage we can to overthrow the ruling regent of Japan and establish a new regime. Our goal will be to fulfill Yoritomo's legacy to become the first shogun of Japan, achieving the shogun achievement in the process. To do so, we will need to take Japan for ourselves. I will need to build up enough strength to contest the current ruling bloc in a brutal civil war. I will rally my own forces in order to liberate the throne from the Taira tyranny. We're in this house block that's pretty cool, but I'm not the leader of it, so I'll be leaving. Now I'm looking at the block map to see who's not in one so that I can invite them to my new block. It costs 100 prestige for each invite I do. Everyone without a block is willing to join. Almost. This guy needs some extra prestige to join. Now our block looks like this. So what is a block anyways? Basically, a block is a huge group alliance. If I declare war for the throne of Japan, all my block members will join my side, and all the opposing block members will join against me. I want to get our block up to the 3rd cohesion level, so our block will have that desired effect. These houses are lowering our cohesion per month because they have a different aspiration than us. If I had more prestige, I could demand that they change to match us, but I don't have the prestige needed. Our character is a high martial skill, and to make us an even better general, I'll go with the chivalry focus for the +5 advantage. We will be outnumbered, so we need any advantage we can get. Our first step to gain strength will be to assert regional dominion, which will make us a duke. We need a higher level of fame and a higher level of legitimacy. I'll be allying myself to powerful families whenever I have more kids. Speaking of kids and alliances, I have 3 extra secondary spouse slots available so I can marry more women to have more kids and make some more alliances. Our own military isn't strong at all, but that's fine. I want to make as much gold as possible, and a military would just lower that. I'll set up my military when it's time for war. We have the Genpai War in our future, and I'm not going to back down. I need prestige for many things we have going on, so I'll be holding a lot of events. I'll start by holding a hunt with the intention to slay the beast. I suck at hunting and the beast got away. We still got some prestige, and I can now demand our block members to change their aspiration. Some don't want to, so I'm just offering hooks on myself. Our block cohesion should start to go up now. I'm getting a personal workshop in our estate for some extra income. We're over halfway to having enough fame to assert regional dominance, so it shouldn't be too many more events. It's just the money causing us an issue. If I was able to declare war, it would be much easier to expand, but our nation's laws don't allow me to. I may not be good at hunting, but at least I'm good at hosting a feast. I should have done this earlier, but I'll appoint a master of the hunt so we can actually catch something. Yep, we actually killed something this time. Ooh, I love this event. Give us a good trait. Okay, cool. We got logistician. Shit, this could be really bad. Never mind, our doctor has saved us. What? This guy's trying to kill me. I'm so much better than him that it's basically a joke. There's a 100% success rate to escape. Bro really tried to murder me. Like, I could die. Everyone knows I'm immortal. Hey, there's the level of fame we needed. And we hit level 3 legitimacy at the same time. How convenient is that? We can now take this decision to vassalize all the other counts within the duchy we reside. And with that, we're a duke with these 4 counties. We may be a duke, but we don't stand a chance against the current ruling bloc. They have so many members and 45,000 troops. So I know you guys peacefully joined me, but I want to hold that land myself. I don't care about the tyranny penalty, so I can just take the land right away. I'll make better use of it than our vassal ever would have. We can't revoke this vassal's county since we're allied. I think this is the best county in our duchy though. Wait, and he's in the enemy block. Screw this guy, I'm divorcing his daughter. That removed the alliance so I could revoke his title, although he probably won't accept, so I'll hold off on that. I can fabricate a claim on the land, which will make him much more likely to accept me removing his land. Each house in Japan has an aspiration. We have the strength aspiration, which is good for having an army. I have enough extra prestige to upgrade it, so I will. In our estate, we have an armory, which makes our military stronger as well. This upgrade here straight up adds an entire minute-armed regiment. Our max military size is huge. Even if we were super strong, I'll still need allies, so I will continue to invite people to our block when I can. We just need more prestige, of course. Killing animals is the best way to get prestige. That claim we wanted just fabricated, so now I can take it from our vassal. And nice, it worked. We now have 3 counties. Our block is getting stronger, and we're up to the concerted cohesion level. We'll be finding the Kanmu block, but there's our old block here, and we're going to poach its members. They would absolutely love to join as our block has a higher military power. It's actually crazy how important relative block military power is. It's more important than having the same aspiration, having an alliance, and even being a part of the same dynasty. It might be a bit overtuned. Thanks to this though, we're up to 13 block members. Normally houses don't want to join blocks if you have too many members, but the relative block military power thing is all that really matters. The opposing block has about 50,000 men, while we're up to 26,000. There's a big vassal in the north that owns its own block, so I'm unable to invite any of these people to ours. Because of that, I'll just ally the leader through marriage. It's funny that we can invite houses that are already in a block to our block, but we can't invite someone who isn't a member of any, since our block size is already high. Our block troops count is up to 28,000, so I'm thinking we're getting close to being able to fight our liege. We'll need to build up our own personal military, but which troops to get? We could go with mounted samurai, but they're pretty expensive. What I think would be best would be to get crossbowmen. They have good stats and are pretty cheap. Like each stack of 100 is only going to cost us 72 gold. You know what? I can make it even cheaper with an armory upgrade. I'm just worried about this war because it really looks like no matter what we do, we're going to be super outnumbered. But I know we might be able to win this through higher quality troops anyway. I think it's time to make our final preparations. I'll start by making as many alliances as possible that I don't have already. And now it's time to buy an army. I need as many crossbowmen as I can afford, which is a lot since they're real cheap to get and pretty cost efficient to maintain. I'm also getting mobile towers as siege units. I'm thinking actual men to win battles will be more important though, so I'll buy yet another stack of crossbowmen. We have ourselves over 2,000 crossbowmen now, and I'll continue to get more as we get more money. I was thinking of waiting even longer, but it's the perfect time to rebel. Our liege is low on money, and I know for a fact that with how many troops he has, he'll start losing money as soon as we declare war. I will start a faction to install myself as the ruling regent. It is time to press my demands. This war will determine the future of Japan. Before I raise my troops, let me just create another crossbowman unit that I can add troops to later. Oh, and I'll get a few hundred warrior monks. They use piety instead of money, so I might as well. I'm only raising men-at-arms because levies don't contribute much to battles, and they cost a ton of money to maintain. I expect this war to be a long one, so hopefully this will benefit me greatly. All the troops are split up at the beginning, so I'll try attacking my neighbors against us. The more people I kill early, the less I'll have to fight when they group up. That was a really nice stack to kill there, eliminating 4,000 troops. Oh shit, there's 23,000 men coming. The reason I even have a chance is that most of the enemy troops are levies while we have crossbowmen, and I have a commander advantage of 40. I want the fight to happen at our castle in the hills, which will give us even more advantage. My allied troops are prepared to join the fight, so this is where we will make our first stand. Our advantage was massive, and it helped us kill over 5,000 men with only 1,300 casualties of our own. I'm trying to siege this castle, but the enemy is coming, and I really need that extra advantage, so I'll have to abandon this siege. I've also been buying more troops whenever I can. Holy shit, the casualties! They entered the battle one by one, allowing us to massacre their forces, although we also faced pretty heavy casualties. The war goal is the enemy capital, so we're still technically losing the war, but this is a pretty good start. To get extra money and hurt the enemy's economy, we can ransom the knights and generals we've captured in these battles. I'm really trying my best to siege some castles, but they keep coming back. They have less troops this time, so yeah, that was super easy and good for us. Holy crap, we killed 13,000 men. I wonder how many troops they have left. Okay, 27,000 versus our 19,000. The numbers are getting closer. The enemy leader barely has an army at all, plus he's in a ton of debt. He's only making money right now because we killed his entire army. I gambled and tried to finally get a siege off, but the enemy army is here and attacking. Oh man, I thought I was done for. Some of our allies got crushed separate from the main army, but fortunately we were able to pull off a victory regardless. That has definitely hurt our troop numbers though. It appears they've changed their strategy. Instead of attacking my army in the hills here, they're attacking my capital. I can't let them siege that or I might just lose. I need to find a way around their forces in the hills here. I have no idea what has happened, but they're abandoning their strategy to try and attack us. They handed us that win. I thought we were screwed. Now we can do some cleanup on the remaining armies around here. We have so much war score from battle wins, but the defender still controls the war target. The extra war score has given us a lot of time to work with at least. And I just stack wiped another 10,000 troops. Hey, we've actually sieged some land. That's new. Oh shit. My allies are attacking them when the main force is coming over. I don't know where they are coming from, but there's a lot more enemy troops. It doesn't even matter. We're just too good apparently. The troop numbers are actually even now, and we only have 11 people on our side and they have 32. They're coming back and with a vengeance, and more troops, probably mercenaries. And we've lost our first battle of the war. I didn't realize how important fighting in the hills was for us. Our army has been withering away over time, so I really need to replenish my troops. Our allies are getting wiped out in the west, but I have to sit on own land to get my men back. I don't think I'm gonna have time to replenish. They're about to attack. Well, shit. That's not good. My army's kind of just running all the way over here. Wait a second. What if I just attack the capital? They're sieging down most of our land, but it's taking a while, and their capital is falling. Guys? Did I really just win the war like that? I can't believe that's how we won. Okay, that's amazing. Becoming the Shogun now should be simple enough. We need Exalted Among Men level of fame and a legitimacy level of 4. Oh, we're gonna need a lot of legitimacy. The best way to get legitimacy is through a funeral, which will be easy to hold since there's a ton of dead guys from, you know, that massive war we just fought where thousands died. The only way we don't complete this challenge is if we happen to die before we get the legitimacy we need. So I'm switching over to a medicine focus for the health bonus. Oh my god, we're so close. We've done it! Level 4 legitimacy. I can finally establish the shogunate with myself as the dictator. I'm sure this will last forever. Look at us being all cool and stuff. Now that we've become the ruler of Japan through force, we will now take over Japan peacefully for the achievement Sword of Japan. Japan's government technically has 2 rulers, the ceremonial monarch and the ruling regent. We are starting as Chikahito, the ceremonial monarch in 1066. But you see, it's in the name. We're just ceremonial. We don't have any real power. To claim actual power, we will need to become the ruling regent to hold both positions at once, and only then can we restore direct imperial rule. We're known as the Tenno, but I have the ambition to be more than that. To take this decision, we simply need to hold the Empire of Japan title while staying the ceremonial monarch. As the ceremonial monarch, we don't have any land and instead we just have an estate. It's basically a county we'll have no matter what. This is where we get all our money, so I'll be upgrading the stuff here. I'm gonna be honest, we have pretty crappy stats for this. Our diplomacy is fine, but we have 0 intrigue, which is just so low. I'll focus on the diplomacy aspect for now. We won't be taking over Japan with force, instead we need influence to win elections. I can negotiate alliances here with a couple family members to increase our influence. The titles in Japan are passed on through elections during this time. We want the title of Japan, so we'll need to become first in line. To get further on the list, we'll need to maximize our influence. Every 200 influence we manage to get will add 20 points to our candidate score. And to get first place, it says we would need 3,251. I can also get ourselves some more candidate score using the promote scheme, so I'll start that right away. One way to increase influence gained per month is to form alliances with other houses. I have a lot of sisters that I can marry off for that purpose. With these alliances, we're now getting 3.7 influence per month. You gotta spend influence to make influence, so I'm spending influence to get more members into our block, which will increase our influence eventually. I don't have to leave the marrying other houses to just my family members, as Japan has polygamy, so I can marry multiple women myself. Now I'm getting 6 influence a month. Remember how I needed 3,000 influence to get first place? With this rate, I'll only have to wait, let's do the math real quick, 40 some years. Oh, well, that's no fun. There's so many other things that affect candidate score that I don't think it'll actually take that much influence, luckily for us. I'm actually glad we have a diplomacy education. The diplomat trait gives me more influence. I wonder where we rank on the succession list. Well, damn, we're pretty far down, I'm not gonna lie. We may be far down the list, but we're actually not that far off in terms of candidate score. I think I only need like 1,500 influence to get first now, so I'll start influencing my candidacy. And there's one more trick up my sleeve to get candidate score. We can get other people to influence our candidacy. Our niece here doesn't want to do it, but we have a hook on her, so I can just use that to get candidate score. When we don't have a hook, we can pay someone 50 gold to influence our candidacy. Every time we do this, we get 10 candidate score, or the equivalent to 100 influence. I'll use all my money, hooks, and my own influence, which I'm getting really fast, to boost my candidacy. As the house head, I have a hook on 13 people in the family. I, of course, will be abusing this to get every single one who can influence my candidacy to do so. That got us up to 4th in line, only 20 candidate score behind first place. I can simply use my own influence now to boost us to first place. Now that I'm in first place, I'll switch over to a skullduggery focus. We need to get the current leader of Japan out of his position by any means necessary. Except that I'm no longer first. It appears the AI really wants to win this position as well, so we'll be competing with them. To get the current ruling regent out of office, I'll attempt to depose him. We have a really high max chance for this to work. In the meantime, I'll pay people to vote for us. For people that want to accept my bribes, I can start fabricating a hook on them to force their hand. Blackmail always works. My depose scheme is ready, but we're not first in line, but maybe I'm close enough. If I spend all my money and influence, I think I can do it. I spent all my influence and I now have a candidate score of 600 to beat out all other people in Japan. Now let's dispose our Kampaku. We are now the Emperor and Kampaku. Everyone wants to rebel. Apparently they aren't happy about what I just did. I can ally the top rebel to break the faction. I held a feast for some prestige to take the decision. I will now restore direct imperial rule. And as such, we are the Sword of Japan. We've completed the big achievements for Japan, but we still have a few more miscellaneous ones that I will complete all in one game. We'll need to adopt the Soiro government as a Ritsurio, successfully use the Eradicate Casus Belli against another house, have max cohesion in our block, and finally permit a group of religious exiles to settle in our realm. This county is super rich, so I'll be starting as the Kuni of Chikuzen. In 1066, the nation was half Soiro, half Ritsurio. Ritsurio is the administrative government that you saw when we became the ruling regent through an election, and Soiro is what you saw when we took Japan over through force. To get max cohesion in a block, I'll of course have to start our own block, but that's not the first goal I have. The first goal will be to build up strength and become Soiro. To become Soiro, I need to change my house aspiration, move my family estate, and I must not have a direct descendant that's a governor. There's a real easy way to solve the last problem, and the solution is to become a Buddhist monk to begin playing as my son and heir. We keep all the same titles, so it's no issue for us at all. Step 2, which is moving the manor, is as simple as clicking the move manor button and spending some gold. Now all I need to do is get a new house aspiration, which costs 1000 prestige, so I'll go on a hunt. That got us up to 700 prestige, so I still need more. To make sure I'm strong enough, I'm upgrading our buildings when I have the money to do so. Now that I have 1000 prestige, I can swap our aspiration to something like prosperity or strength. I think I prefer prosperity, so I'll go with that. Now converting to Soiro is a crime, so I'll need to petition the Kenpaku to get permission to do it. I'm not a fan of jail after all. Oh, what the hell? This bitch seriously didn't even receive us? Well, that's awkward. It may be a crime to establish Soiro fief, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Our leader doesn't seem like the type to press charges. And that's the first of the 4 achievements to get. Yeah, but hopefully he doesn't throw us in prison for that. I didn't realize this, but we lose a ton of cohesion for the houses being a different government type, so I do have to kick them and get new members for the block. It's gonna have to be new Soiro members. Huh. A big part of my plan was going to be declare a bunch of wars on fellow vassals, but it doesn't look like I can without a hook on our liege. Oh, I have an idea. I'll change my vassal contract to have war declarations sanctioned. I need to give my liege more levies, but I don't care about levies to begin with. Well, that was an easy fix. I just gotta make sure I'm not declaring war on people in the really powerful blocks, as each member would join to defend against me. 11 allies is too much for me, I can tell you that. The plan is to use the block expansion war goal. When winning a war of this type, it increases your cohesion by 5 points. We need our cohesion to reach 100. Look, our house block is at 75 cohesion, which is the max you can get naturally over time. But we need to get it to 100, so we'll need to do 5 of these block expansion wars. I won the first war we started and can now give the land to a family member, which as seen here increases the cohesion. I'll probably just skip past these wars as we're going after people without a block, so it's extremely easy. This guy here has no block, so he's my target for the cut off the head, and the body will follow achievement. We need to enter a feud with his house, and then I'll eradicate them. I married my kid to him, and now I'll break the betrothal. Okay, it looks like while it made him mad, it doesn't affect the house relation, as getting married increases the relation, and breaking the betrothal lowers the relation by the same amount. What about sending a mean poem? What would that do? Oh, okay, a mean poem doesn't work either. Well, I know the best thing to do. Murder, of course. I left the block I was in because there was just an insane amount of members. This new block will just be easier to manage. After winning that block expansion war, we're up to 80 out of 100 cohesion, so just 4 more wars will get us to where we need. I know it might be a little confusing since I'm doing 2 achievements at once, but back to making that guy hate us, let me demand a hostage. Okay, he's arrived, so let's imprison him now, and I can simply execute this guy, and that's definitely gonna make his family hate me. Actually, I can even torture him before executing him to make it even worse. That's definitely gonna make his family hate me. Somehow their family doesn't hate us enough, so I'll need to do more. I'm just gonna do the hostage thing again. Oh hey, look at that. Our house relation dropped like crazy and we're now officially feuding. They have no allies, so they're pretty screwed. I'm gonna begin eradicating their house. Eradicating their house will be easy. I'm gonna be honest, this is really messed up. I killed his family members until he got mad at me, then came over and wiped his entire house out. But there's the second achievement. Now let me just speedrun a few block expansion wars to reach 100 block cohesion. It was super easy, and now there's the third achievement completed. The last achievement, Promised Land, is the easiest one to complete. I will convert to the Shinto faith for only 300 piety, and now I can simply invite religious exiles for barely any piety as well. Now, that was seriously the easiest one, but that's all the Japanese achievements completed. Now that we've finished with Japan, let's head over to Korea to show them. For this one and only Korean achievement, I will be upgrading the Kingdom of Silla to the Empire of Samham. To do this, we will be declaring lots of wars, and as such, I'll be going with a chivalry focus. Forming Samham requires you to take this decision to unite the Husamguk. We need these 4 areas, which we have 3 of already, and we need a realm size of 50, while we currently have a size of 39. So we'll be taking over 11 more counties. We need 3 more counties in the north, including this one. How's our military looking? It may look like we have no military, but that's because all our troops are over here under our provincial armies. Each title in our nation has an army, including our main title, and our duchy title. It's one of the perks of a meritocratic realm, which is the government type here. You'll also notice that we have a treasury, which is money attached to the title, not the person. We're a tributary of China, but I will, in fact, be completely ignoring them. I don't really care. Let's go to war with this one county state. It may look easy at first, but they are allied to the nation right above them, and that nation is pretty big. They actually have more men than us. And to make matters worse, our men-at-arms stats are decreased by our crappy governor efficiency, which I really don't have time to improve or fix. It's mostly based off our stats, and our stats suck. To make our military strong in the future, I can convert our regular vassals into military vassals to give them buffs to making a military. It won't directly help us much right now though. Enough stalling though, let's actually take this county. My strategy is to wait for them to attack me. It's looking super dicey, so my new plan is to buy some mercenaries. You know, I won a battle and took the capital, but now I'm low on supplies, so I'll have to retreat for a bit. I'll attack them again since they're split up. And nice, it was successful. The first county has been taken. The other 2 counties we are required to own are within this duchy, and since we just beat them in a war, it makes sense to go for it right away. If I go with a Seize Peripheral Duchy war goal, I can take both counties we need at the same time. The sieges are taking a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some siege crossbows for future wars. I already beat them once, so beating them again was not an issue. We now control all the land required, so we can just pick 8 random counties to go to war with and take. These guys should be pretty cool to take. I'd have to make it a holy war though, which is a little scary since other enemies could join. I was lied to! It said I was gonna win that battle. I really need to win this war quick though. Rebels are about to revolt and I can't deal with them when my army is over here. Supplies are a mess in this freezing area of the world, so I have to split my troops up. We have so much war score, but I need just 1 more county, which is going to be hard to get. And there's the rebels rebelling as they do. We don't have any allies to call in to deal with it for us, so I'm going to have to abandon this aggressive war to deal with the peasants. At least the peasants are easy to kill. While I was dealing with that, the guys up here retook their capital from us. Ah, shit, I can't cancel our movement, so we're definitely going to lose our troops here. No, China, I don't want to give you stuff. I just lost my entire military. Well, that was embarrassing. Once again, I'm making a new plan. Let's go to war with counties we know we can beat. Yep, these guys just can't help but lose to us. That duchy I just took had 5 counties, so we only need 3 more. I fabricated a claim on Taiwan, and you know, Taiwan has 3 counties. They barely have any troops here, so this will be easy. I don't even need to claim for these other 2 counties. I can just use a county expansion casus belli. Just 1 more easy county to go. And there we go. We have Taiwan and 50 total counties. I can now unite the people of the 3 kingdoms to form an empire and get the achievement. On the other side of China, we have the other meritocratic realm, Vietnam. Starting as Viet in 1066, we already hold the Viet title, so all we need to do is take control of the Kingdom of Champa title. Champa exists as our tributary from the start. They give us $1.50, but I can't conquer them while they are a tributary, and as such, I must release them even though
I like money.
What makes this achievement so easy is that we don't need the entire kingdoms, we just need the titles. I'm still going to take this Viet county because I can. I mean, come on, they have 8 troops. Okay, now let's attack Champa. Champa may look like a unified kingdom, but it's not at all. The government here is Mandala, which prioritizes tributaries over vassals. I can go to war with this 1 county, but it's just a 1 county state, technically. Champa will join to defend their tributary though. They have a lot of men, so let's take a look at our military. Our men-at-arms slots are actually full. We might be completely fine. I can ally myself to these guys who seem real strong, so I'll do that for extra power. Now we should be able to win easily. I can marry a female courtier to this dude with a super high martial skill to get him in our court. Now we have this really high advantage general to lead our army. Because it's technically a 1 county state, I simply had to siege a single county to win the war. I can also immediately go to war for the next part of Champa, as my truce is with the guy I just defeated, not the other tributaries. Taking the required land will be super easy, so I'll start going for the other thing we need for the decision, some prestige. I'm going on a hunt because I'm super confident we'll win the war that I don't even need to pay attention. With that war completed, the next one will be with the actual Kingdom of Champa. We need 2 more counties to usurp the title, but we can only go for 1 at a time, so I'll have to do this twice. We're losing a battle, so it's time to call the big boys in. You're so screwed now. We have a truce, so I'll wait for that to end before taking the last county we need. Our truce has ended, and it's time to take that last county. Should be even easier than last time. I don't know why, but they thought it was a good idea to sail around me and try to take my castles. We captured their heir to win the war within a single siege. Now I'll use our money to usurp the title, and we just need 75 more prestige to form Vietnam. Aw man, we have to wait for the feast to end to do it? Doesn't matter. I am the Southern Emperor. Dia Viet has been formed, and that's how you do it. Let's have ourselves a quick intermission after all those crazy games. We'll do a real simple achievement that just requires us to wait for a bit. You can do this achievement with pretty much any character in the game, but I'm creating my own character to do it quickly. We're going for the Highway of Ideas achievement. The description is actually a lie. You don't need to just discover a Silk Road innovation, you need to actually research and complete it. The best way to do this would be to give our custom character here a really high learning skill and maybe a few stewardship points, but nothing else, not even a personality. I chose to start in the country of Yu. Yu? Wait, how do you pronounce that? However you pronounce this place, it's because there's a Silk Road market right here, and we can immediately travel to it, and there we go. We've discovered the innovation, and now we must research it. It'll take 50 odd years or so, which isn't too bad, especially since I can make that a little faster in a bit. And here's how we're making it faster. The scientific perk increases research speed by 20%, and now it'll only take 40 years. I'll see you in 40 years.
One eternity later.
And there we go, 20 minutes later, and we've obtained the Highway of Ideas achievement. Up next, you're gonna see me become a God King. The Pacific Islands were added in the new Crusader Kings 3 DLC, All Under Heaven, and with them came something insane. God Kings. Rulers blessed by the gods destined to rule over the region. With this comes 2 new government types, Wanoa, a tribal style system, and Mandala, a centralized polity ruled by divine authority and ritual legitimacy. There are 3 achievements we will be going for in this Mandala run. The first challenge will be to start as Wanoa, adopt the Mandala government through our suzerain, and then build a capital complex. The second achievement will then require us to max out our Mandala aspect. Finally, I'll need to reach a godlike level of piety, rule an empire, and have 100 radiance. Basically, I need to become a true God King. Our government type limits our domain limit to a max of 2, and our vassal limit is maxed out at 2 as well, so this will definitely be a challenge. This challenge actually took so long that I made an entire 45-minute video from it, so if you'd like to see every little detail of this run, you should check that out. I will get around these limitations. I will build up my nation through wealth stolen from others, either through destroying their temples or forcing them to pay tribute. I want to see heathens burn, proving the legitimacy of my rule over the inferior peoples of this world. Anyways, I'll be starting as Indra, the Raja of Kutai, a Shaivist ruler who invited Hindu priests to support his rule. He knows his dynasty is destined for greatness and he will do anything to achieve it. We start as Wanoa, but we need to convert to Mandala to start our journey. Luckily for us, it's really easy to convert to Mandala. I'll immediately submit to a suzerain with meager tribute so I don't have to pay much in taxes. Doing that immediately unlocks this decision to assimilate to Mandala rule. And yep, that's all it takes to become Mandala. But of course, that was the easy part. Our first actual task will be to construct a capital temple complex. It's like a headquarters for pretty much everything. We need a higher level of devotion, at least 1 tributary, and we need to assume a Mandala aspect. Let's zoom in on our land. We have 3 counties and a duchy title. Our counties aren't particularly built up, but we at least have a couple buildings. I need to save up money to purchase everything we can in this land. The Sacred Pool looks like it'll be a cool building. Plus 0.12 gold per month seems low, but it's per level of devotion, and the Mandala government has a really high max level of devotion. That's actually how we're going to become a God King. Normally the highest level of devotion is the 5th tier, religious icon, but Mandala shakes that up. If you have a character die as a religious icon, their heir will have the ability to reach the 6th level of devotion, divine. And once again, if you reach divine and die, the next character can reach the demigod status. Finally, once that character dies, there's an 8th and new final level of devotion, godlike. It is our goal to become truly godlike. Now back to the game. I'm going with a domain focus to increase our stewardship. Money is key for me right now. Oh, and we can hold 3 counties because we have the divided attention perk. Normally the cap is 2. I mentioned Mandala aspects earlier, but now we need to actually pick one. There's one for stewardship, diplomacy, martial, and intrigue. They all come with buffs to their specific skill. They change the different decrees you're allowed to pick, and they change what is considered a holy death. A character needs a holy death for their heir to reach the next devotion level. The decrees greatly change the way tributaries work, and they give you different ways to get piety. Ooh, I like that one. The expansion decree makes offensive wars grant piety, and sieging temples grant piety as well. There's one choice that I just have to go with, the aspect of destruction. Now I know, I normally love to go higher stewardship builds, but what's the point of that if the domain limit is so limited? This run will involve lots of bloodshed, and so once I get 500 piety, I'll be picking destruction. Mandala governments have a primogeniture succession law, except instead of passing titles to your oldest son, you pass titles to whichever child you designate as your heir. This is really good, and lets you pick your best kid to play as next. Since we're of a different faith, we can declare this holy war against our neighbor. I don't have a big military by any stretch of the imagination, but it is bigger than theirs. Another realm joined the war, but they did so too late, so I was able to win. I can't hold this land directly, so I'll give it to my son to rule as my vassal. Winning the war actually got us to 500 piety, so I can choose my Mandala aspect now. I already decided to go with the aspect of destruction. Fortunately, there's a special way to get legitimacy and piety within a Mandala realm. There's rituals that appear on the map, and as the ruler, I can travel to the ritual to pick an action. This one is going to let me cut myself for piety and legitimacy, so I'll do that. While we wait for more rituals to get piety and legitimacy, I'll declare war to get our first tributary. Tributaries give taxes to their suzerain, so they are kind of like vassals in a way. It's hard to explain tributaries as a whole since there are a bunch of different kinds with different rules. Okay, I've won the war, which makes them our subjugated tributary. This kind of tributary pays a bunch of golden taxes, but disappears once the suzerain dies. There are other, more stable tributary types that I'll be able to get once I'm powerful enough to convince people to join peacefully. Wano realms could join me as tribal tributaries, for example. Of course, I'm not strong enough for anyone to consider that though. You know, there's really no reason not to just start it, as there's no time limit to provide the resources needed. I can even convince my son to contribute some piety to the project. With my contributions, we now only need 15 gold and 100 piety. However, there are a bunch of optional contributions that give some interesting buffs. This one gives extra piety to our entire dynasty. The last contribution will be this top one. It may say no cost, but it certainly isn't easy to complete. We need the pilgrim trait. We need to win at least 3 wars, so we need 1 more. We need to win 5 battles, so we need 5 more there. And we need at least 10 martial skill and 5 prowess. And our first ruler has died. He had high ambitions that he was unable to meet, but he did put the family in a better spot than he started with. Dying removed our Mandala aspect, which is surprising since I thought that was inherited. Future Jackson here, the Mandala aspects are in fact supposed to be inherited. There's a devastating bug that removes the aspect. I realized this later and find a fix for the issue. I wasn't thinking about this, but forming the kingdom title would be nice. It appears our tributaries will count towards the required counties, so it should be possible for us to get the kingdom. So we just need to win one more war, eh? Come here, I want to kill some peeps. Holy sh**. The bar was going down and then did a complete flip and we started the win. And there's another battle win. Oh, and that won the war for us too. With that win, we only need to go on a pilgrimage now. There's a holy site in Vietnam that we can travel to, and it shouldn't take us too long. Simply getting an average caravan master brought the danger down too, so it won't be risky. We just got the trait from the start of the pilgrimage, so let's finish that temple. It'll take 5 years for it to be built, so I'll be waiting 5 years for that. As an added bonus, the pilgrimage gave us enough piety to designate a new heir, so I will designate our intelligent son as our next of kin. I want him to have the zealous trait for the extra martial and piety. It's actually the perfect trait for us. Oh, well, we're not cool enough to give him that trait, apparently. Looks like it's made me an alcoholic. The pilgrimage also gave us enough legitimacy to reach level 2, which means we can choose a decree. I'm going with the expansion decree, which makes offensive wars and sieges give us piety. The other option is the reverence decree, which makes pilgrimages better, and that could be cool in some situations, but I don't really need that. This would be a great time to talk about what the temple actually does. It gives you holding taxes, a % holding tax buff, some development growth, and most importantly, look at all these buffs. +1 domain limit, and max domain limit, and +1 vassal limit. Each level of the temple increases these values until you no longer feel limited by the government type. My capital temple has been built, we get all kinds of buffs in various currencies, oh, and the humble buildings achievement, that's pretty cool. My next goal will be to get the level 2 Mandala aspect and the level 2 temple. The aspect actually requires all the same stuff building a temple did, except since it's level 2, it requires more of everything. I'm telling you, we're gonna get a lot of things done as this character. Taking over the nation at 13 gives us a lot of time to get the resources we need. We don't border these guys to make them a tribute, but I can do a holy war for their land. He's requesting to get out of the war by converting to Shaivism, which, you know what? Okay, that's a deal. Since he's the same religion as us now, he's actually pretty likely to accept becoming our tributary peacefully. This kind of tributary is different though. He's Wanawa, so it's a tribal tributary. The biggest difference is that when I die, he will remain my tributary, instead of it going away like the forced tributaries. We can look at the contract here to see more details. He provides us taxes, prestige, piety, and levies. I can spend piety to increase the amount of something he gives us, or I can change things around to keep it even, by lowering the prestige taxes, but raising piety taxes, for example, which is what I'll do. Now, not everyone will be willing to join us peacefully, and I love destruction, so I'll still be declaring wars. Just one more war to go, and 3 more battles. There's 20 pilgrim experience, which has brought us past the required 25. Now we can finalize the project, which we'll finish constructing in 5 years. We can also upgrade our aspect for some prestige and piety. The requirements were the exact same as the temple, so we've already completed it. Level 2 just increases our military stats. All this killing people has got us up to the 4th devotion level, Paragon of Virtue. Next will be Religious Icon, which will be the highest this character can get. Now that we have some sort of power base, the small islands over here actually have a chance to join us. It'll cost 75 piety for each person we request to become our tributary. Most people rejected us, but at least one person accepted our request. The more tributaries I get this way, the better, as they give us piety each month and don't go away on succession. Our capital temple has finished constructing and has given us all kinds of buffs once again. The next temple upgrade requires a level 4 legitimacy to start, and once we do it, we'll need actually just some more champions since I've already completed the other requirements. I can't afford all the contributions, but my tributaries can. Hey, there we go, Religious Icon. Now once we die with this character, our heir will be able to reach the 6th level of devotion. It'll take about 10 years to finish the upgrade this time, and then we'll have a level 3 capital temple complex. I was waiting for more money to get the optional contribution, but now that I have enough, that's completed too. Wait, you know what? China is all split apart and there's a duchy here I could take. I'm actually not even going to think about it. We love destruction and chaos. Let's just take a part of China. And we won it. We captured the enemy leader and we've taken a piece of China. I can give the land to a local Han noble to begin gaining cultural acceptance with the culture. We have a mere 1% acceptance and we need to reach 80 to form a hybrid culture. The reason it takes 80 instead of the normal 40 is that they have this cultural primacy tradition that makes forming hybrid cultures harder. It'll take a while, but I know we can reach it. First things first, I need my steward to promote cultural acceptance. Oh, I totally forgot about this. Our 3rd temple upgrade just completed, giving us the buffs and currencies as usual. All we need to start the next expansion is some more piety. 1 pilgrimage later and I have enough piety to start the project. To actually complete the project, I need to win 2 more battles and get a few more champions. My tributaries are down to pay for everything else, so I don't need to worry about that. There's one simple way to fight battles, and that's to take someone's land. I can now fund the 4th capital temple complex upgrade. We're going through these super fast, as the max level is only 5. So after this one finishes, it'll just be 1 more upgrade, and the 5th one gives you a ton of bonuses. Almost every small realm around us is down to join our, I'm not really sure what you call it, kingdom? We don't have the kingdom title yet though. The point is, a lot of these islands are now our tributaries. We have the level 3 temple, and now we're going to have the level 3 aspect of destruction. The biggest change is that bring under tribute wars now make the tributary a Mandala tributary instead of a forced tributary, which means they'd be passed on through our succession. With all those new tributaries, we actually get more piety than gold per month. Now that we have a bunch of extra resources and some time on our hands, I'll start working on the hybrid culture with the Han. I can plan a majesty tour, where I'll hold cultural festivals in each of my Chinese vassals. This event will increase cultural acceptance. Simply arriving gives us 2.5%, although this one vassal is the wrong culture unfortunately. My other vassals are Han, and this is great, we just got 10% acceptance instantly, and another 10%. Criminals be saying, "My lord, please, don't listen to them, it's all lies, I'm innocent. Won't you give me the Devaraja's justice?" Oh, and this is a 1-year-old saying this. Oops. Now that the festival's over, the acceptance is up to 40%, so halfway there. Some time has passed, and I was able to get the 2500 piety for the kingdom title. Look at our beautiful court. I should have checked earlier, but now that we're a king, everyone around us wants to join, so I will of course be abusing this and getting them to join with rich tribute. Our level 4 temple upgrade has finished, leaving us with one final upgrade. We need to win lots of wars and battles, and we need a really high martial and prowess skill. We can't even start the project without a level 7 legitimacy level. Our character is 1 prowess off, but he's old, which means he'll lose prowess over time, not gain it. So I think we'll have to wait for our next character to complete the final upgrade. I'll still attempt to get a level 7 legitimacy to start the project since I'm so close. I was adding the southern islands to our realm, but now I'm adding the Philippines as the different groups have decided that they want to join us too. I have so many tributaries that I accidentally cut the achievement tribute band. I got level 7 legitimacy and now I'm starting the level 5 temple upgrade. My next character will have to be the one to complete it. Damn, I can't even upgrade our aspect anymore. The old age has gotten to me and I no longer have the prowess required. Wait, the timing on this is actually insane. I just had some illustrious armor made that gives 12 prowess and counters 8 negative prowess, for example, what comes from old age. That armor single-handedly has enough prowess to allow us to upgrade our aspect. The next upgrade costs 10,000 piety, which is quite a lot. Okay, it's time to form that hybrid. I'm keeping spiritual, of course. I'm adding intensive farming to our culture. Our capital is a terraced hills and this buffs that, so it makes perfect sense to get. None of the other traditions really matter to me, so I don't need to get those. Easily, the best part about forming this hybrid culture is that we unlock a massive 21 innovations. This will bring us from only halfway through the tribal era all the way to early medieval. We have every single tribal tech now, including the Silk Road ones. I can start going for early medieval techs, like manorialism. Look at this beauty! We can upgrade our economic buildings finally! I'm gonna do so many upgrades. Oh, okay, so we've died kinda randomly, and now we're once again a young boy tasked with a lot. We'll still easily win the war at least. Whoa, that's pretty good for us. Our devotion stayed at religious icon. I thought it'd reset. Also, as you can see, there's a new tier, Divine, available for the taking. What the hell are these men-at-arms? The Shinbigong, a special type of archers. They have an insane damage stat that's higher than heavy infantry, and on top of that, they have siege power. They also have a pretty low maintenance cost. Where have they been all my life? They are amazing. We have to first do a martial challenge, and if we fail, we'll lose a level devotion. And we passed, nice. If we're gonna pass any challenge, that was gonna be the one. Okay, next is intrigue, and nice, we passed that too. Now it's stewardship. Oh damn, we actually passed everything. The odds of that seem low, and for some reason every percent was the same, so I'm guessing that was just some visual glitch. My character is young, so I will have lots of time to get the requirements completed. I need to win at least 15 wars and win 30 battles. The other requirements should just come with time. On stronger opponents, there's another type of war goal. Raise Capital Temple Complex. Basically, I show up to their land with the sole purpose of destroying their home and killing everyone I can. Yes, it's messed up, and yes, I want to get strong enough to do it. I think our army is looking strong, so I'm gonna go for it. It'll really mess up their complex, and while I love destruction, I'm mostly doing this for the battles and war this will bring. It wasn't even close. God is on my side, not yours. Well, gods, I'm Hindu. I'm going down the martial lifestyle, of course, and hit and run just makes me even more OP. It gives your archers a bonus 30% damage, which will make our already OP men-at-arms even stronger. Poor guys, I destroyed their temple just because I could. Now their temple is ruined. I'm not going to stop with just one temple destroyed, as I'm moving on to attack another. Let's get a quick update real quick. We have 8 out of the 15 wars and 12 out of the 30 battles completed. Those battles and wars have a second purpose too, as seen here by our Mandala aspect, requiring all the same things as the temple upgrade. Plus an insane 10,000 piety as well though. This is the last battle we need to reach 31. And there we go, there's 30. We just need champions now. I can recruit some prisoners to our army to boost our number. I'm also using the Mary strategy to get high prowess knights. I reached 12 and can now upgrade our aspect. It unlocks unlimited use of the invasion casus belli. As mentioned earlier, our final temple upgrade had the same requirements, so we can finish that now and start the construction. In 15 years, it'll be completed. What's crazy is that I can also now create the Nusantara Empire title, right after reaching those upgrade milestones. Hey, our final temple upgrade was completed. I totally forgot about that. This last temple is super powerful and it's made us a lot stronger. We can actually have a decent amount of vassals now, and we can have a max of 9 holdings, which is pretty good. We don't even need high stewardship to do it either, as we get +4 domain holdings just from the building. I'm sending myself and a knight into the ocean until we run out of supplies. In the meantime, while we wait, I should mention that I've reached 100 gold of profit per month, which I love to see. Our supplies are finally done for, and it says we should be facing attrition now. After months of waiting, it's become clear that I'm not dying from this, so I need a new strategy. What if I stress the hell out of myself until I die? The best way to do that would be to go to university, of course. Yeah, I would just love to help. Our guy is so awesome that he reached tier 4 studies with no extra materials and like only halfway through the trip. 202 stress because we're zealous? That's crazy and just what I want. Our stress is really high, so it should just be any day now. During the trip, I unlocked the Men-at-Arms innovation, which gives me a bunch of slots in my army. Hey, 22 stress for this. Wait, that actually worked? I died from going to university. I hope that's considered natural causes. Yeah, it looks like it was, as Demigod is now available. My daughter, who's exactly the same as me, has reached 16 years of age, so it's time for me to shed my mortal coil. We can't go to university for another 5 months, so I'll wait for that cooldown. Now I can go. I'm sure 209 stress isn't a problem. And just like her father before her, she died of college-induced stress. We're starting as a demigod, and we only need 1 level to reach our dynasty's goal, godlike. There we are, a living god on earth. We reach godlike piety, and so we're the best, you know that? Last but not least, we have the China achievements. I'll start with the achievements you get playing within China, and then I'll do the ones that involve foreign rulers. In this section, we'll be getting Stamp of Approval, Flying Colors, Confucian Scholar, Upper, and Grand Governor. Essentially, we will start as a landless nobody, and by the end, we will be one of the top ministers of China. To start, I'm creating a custom character in the 1066 start date. 1066 China is more stable, so it's a good choice for what we're going for. Our character will be patient, just, and compassionate with a very high learning skill. A high learning skill will help us immensely in the celestial government system. Now to pick a face to represent us. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, let's finalize the character and get this game going. We have no land, but we're going to become awesome. The first goal is to get Stamp of Approval by completing an exam. Since we're under 18, we can take a children's examination right away. Exams are a learning challenge, so it's pretty trivial, and we successfully passed the test, getting the first of 5 achievements. You might have noticed that we got merit from the exam. Merit is a measure of how qualified for positions you are. We will want to do whatever gets us the most merit, as we need to get this 9th rank up to 1st. To make our learning even better, I married a woman with a high learning stat, and I'll get her to boost ours. Step 1 to getting merit is to find an elder to educate us. That gives us 1 merit per month. The next step is to begin studying. This will cost us stress, but will give us bonuses related to governance and merit. Since we're unlanded, we only have our estate, so I'll make sure to spend our money on good estate buildings. Here's our first local examination. Governors hold these occasionally, and we'll want to visit them as much as possible. This first one is the most important, as passing will increase our merit by a lot. It's going very well, with our super high learning skill carrying the way. And there we go, our second exam has been passed. Here you can see the effects of studying. 20-ish merit just handed to us. I started with a Confucian fave, but most of the governors are Buddhist, so I've decided to convert to that. Here's another local examination going on. We can't take it since we've already passed this kind of exam, of course, but I can still go to assist other entrants. Of course, I don't actually care about them, but it does give me merit. It also gives me Confucian education experience. It's a fame trait that gets leveled up from stuff like this. The Confucian Scholar achievement will require us to max this out, so I'll want to get experience when I can. Our merit was seen and we were given an appointment. We're still only the 8th level merit, so it's just a county title, but it's cool nonetheless. I mean, we have land now. Land is great, as the more money you make from a title, the more merit you get per month. When I got the land, I picked the option to give me a free inspection event, so I'll be inspecting our land now, as it should give us some merit for it. Whoa, there's a debate going on. Let's go to that too. Man, I'm debating the hell out of these guys. We'll just be waiting around for the most part studying, but when an examination is being held, I'll make sure to attend. We're getting close to the 7th merit rank, which unlocks duchy titles. And there we go, rank 7 achieved. We're now in line to get duchy titles. Oh hey, that was super fast. There's a duchy title for us. Normally getting a title takes you out of the running for other titles, but you can take this decision to resume appointments. We have this duchy here in the Kingdom of Fujian. Unrelated, but we've been getting Confucian experience super quick, so we're already at level 4. Having a whole duchy over just a county is getting us way more merit per month than we were before. Our next jump will be at level 5, where we'll be able to get kingdom titles. There's what I've been waiting for. Our emperor is holding a capital examination, which is the last exam we've yet to complete. Of course, I'll be traveling over to take it. I'll actually be giving up our landed titles to go take the exam. That's how important it is. I'm very talented, so this exam should be easy, as I just need to beat the other participants. We've passed the Palace exam. On top of that, we attained a massive 3,000 merit score, which is nuts. That actually brought us over the line to the 5th merit rank, which means we can now be appointed to a kingdom title. And there we go, the 2nd achievement completed. It won't be hard to get the 3rd achievement since we have the required Confucian experience. We just need to get 5 disciples, which should just happen over time. It took a bit, but we've been appointed to another landed title. Unfortunately, it's a duchy, not a kingdom, but that makes sense since, well, we're nowhere close to first in line for a kingdom title. The higher our merit rank gets, the more likely we'll be to get appointed to a kingdom title, so I just gotta keep attending examinations and studying. Most of our merit comes from our taxes we pay, so I'm hoping to get a good duchy. To get a good title, we need to either increase our merit rank or our candidate score. Succession is first based on the merit rank, but if merit rank is tied, the candidate score comes into play. All these guys above me have a higher merit rank. Oh hey, a new duchy appointment. When this happens, it's usually because a title considered stronger than your previous one becomes available for you. This one must be better since we're getting way more merit from taxes than before. We just hit the 4th merit rank, so we're getting closer and closer to a potential kingdom title appointment. I haven't been paying much attention to our estate, but I think it's finally time to get some new buildings and upgrades. I'm gonna get a study room, as it makes the study phase shorter, so that's just more merit. I actually don't think it's worth visiting exams anymore. We can't study when that's happening, and our studies are starting to become pretty quick. Now that our study room is finished, we can upgrade it to make studying even quicker. Wait, this item I just got is insane. It decreases the study phase by 30 days. Studying only takes us 30 days to begin with, so that's confusing. I know I said I shouldn't attend examinations, but studying stresses us out a bunch, while going to exams actually decreases our stress, which is kind of crazy to say, but that's how it is. So I'll still go to exams when I get too stressed out. Our treasury is completely separate from our personal money, so there is really no reason to not upgrade buildings, as once we get a new title, we lose the treasury money anyways. The more taxes I pay, the more merit we'll get. Actually, that's a good point. I should revoke some titles to fill out our domain limit. I can revoke these city vassal titles to hold them directly, which should greatly increase our income. And I can build new stuff to increase that further. Just revoking those cities is giving us 50% more merit per month. You can't normally hold cities directly, but it's allowed in administrative realms, and Celestial falls into that. Oh my god, are you guys seeing this? We're completing a study scheme every week. It's actually crazy. Look at all the notifications we're getting. It's actually just constant. Either 10 merit or some stress each time. That's really funny to watch. Studying is definitely working, as we've now hit the 3rd merit rank. I'd actually expect us to get a kingdom title with that. Like I suspected, it was only a matter of time before we got a kingdom title. We've been given the Kingdom of Xingsu. It's doubled our monthly merit. I really think we just need to wait while upgrading our buildings. We'll reach 1st merit rank in no time. Well, maybe 10 years at time, but it's still pretty quick. I just got another one of those scrolls that massively decreases study time, although I'm not sure how that works since it only takes us a week to study, and this says it reduces the time by 30 days. I can't imagine it'll take a negative time for us to study. Wait, I think it actually does make it negative. The time has jumped up to 26 days when it was actually faster before. I think the game recognizes a negative speed as a positive value. I don't know how we managed it, but our kingdom is considered the 2nd best in all of China. It's pretty lucky that we got appointed to this then. Our merit is going up very fast, and we're now rank 2. Since we get 115 per month, it should only take around 3 to 4 years to reach rank 1. Since we just need to wait, I might as well get those 5 disciples now. I can just offer the people in our court mentorship, which they should accept since I'm awesome. Just one more disciple should get us to 5. And yep, there we go, Confucian Scholar unlocked. I continued upgrading buildings while passing the time, and it has paid off as we've reached the 1st merit rank, achieving upper, and unlocking the ability to become a minister of China, the last goal of this challenge. We need to become one of these ministers, which all have their own succession. We need to have the highest candidate score, so I'll use all the influence I've saved up over the years to get a super high score. There's a bunch of titles, and some of them are super contested. The title I'm most likely to get is the Minister of Justice, since it's based on a candidate's learning skill. The current guy is pretty young, so I can't just wait for him to die. It wouldn't be a good Infamous Jackson video without at least one murder, so I'm gonna try to do that now. I can bribe people to join until it has a high chance of succeeding. The murder is going slowly, but we just got the event that lets us send our target a poison gift, so I might as well. Well damn, the gift worked wonders and killed him for us. We were first in line, which means we now have the Minister of Justice title. Grand Governor, the 5th and final Chinese politics achievement completed. I think the moral of the story is that you should become a drunkard if you want to become rich and powerful, starting from nothing. Hey guys, next up is the really crazy Haesteinn game, but I just want to say before we start that, I really appreciate you guys watching, but if you haven't done so already, please subscribe as it really helps out the channel. If we hit 25,000 subscribers before the end of the year, which is really soon, I'll be giving away an All Under Heaven DLC to a random member of the Discord server. Thanks again, and let's conquer China. So we've seen what it's like to play within China, but how about conquering China as an outsider? That's right, we're fishing in China. But simply fishing in China would be too easy. I mean, Haesteinn is overpowered after all, and that's why I'm combining this achievement with the Heavenly Kingdom. This achievement requires you to claim the mandate of heaven as the head of a Christian faith. So basically, the Pope of a custom Christian faith. Oh, and I think this is self-explanatory, but we'll also get the Mandate of Heaven achievement just kinda by default. Haesteinn is the best general in the game, and to make him even stronger, you'll want to go with a chivalry focus for the extra advantage. And yep, we're all the way in Western Europe next to France, and you're telling me we're supposed to become the Emperor of China? And create a new Christian faith while we're at it? That's right, but it's gonna be a long journey. There's a diplomacy limit blocking us from interacting with people far away, so we'll have to make jumps to get all the way to China. For our first war, I'm gonna sail around Italy to the Balkans. Haesteinn starts with 3,000 special soldiers, but I'm going to remove them from my army. When they are killed, they do not replenish like regular troops, so I want to save them for when we're invading China. We've landed and I can attack the enemy for our first battle. We have less men, but our commander score is just insane. The biggest disadvantage of being a Viking: no siege units. Well shit, we don't have enough troops to continue sieging. I should have done this from the start, but I'll buy some Varangian veterans since they're simply the best troops. They're pretty expensive, but generally worth it. Okay, it's gonna take a while, so I'll send my special army levies over just to get the siege done. Some of them will die, and they'll be lost forever, but I just need to do it for this first war. Now that we have this land, we can reach a little further. I think now's a good time to mention that we're actually headed to Africa to make a stop for a bit. The plan is to eventually convert to Nestorianism, and use this holy site in India to create a new faith. We're doing this little side quest because we need a lot of piety and control of a holy site to create a new faith. Crete would be a great place to take next, although they're allied to the Abbasids, who I don't want to fight. I'm sure we can win before they get here. Hopefully. I'm using my special soldiers to get this done super fast. After this though, I'll go back to saving them for China. Okay, cool, we've hit 100 war score. Before ending the war, however, we can ransom our prisoners. Actually, instead of ransoming, I'm gonna execute them. Executing foreigners grants piety to members of the Norse faith. 500 piety for one kill is actually crazy. Normally you only get like 50. It's pretty messed up that I just killed their family members and still forced them to give up their land anyways, but that's just the Viking way. The whole prisoners thing is actually why I'm going through Africa and not through the Middle East. I'll be converting from a feudal to a tribal realm in a bit, which will allow me to raid, and then I'll proceed to raid my neighbors and kidnap people to kill. It's a brutal cycle. Now that we're in Africa, I need to invade a nation that's tribal. I'll be using the Varangian adventure Casus Belli, which will give up all my land except for the new land I'm attacking. Basically, it fully moves my country over here, which is what I want. It says I'll convert to feudal when I win this war, but it's lying. I'll actually convert to a tribal. I'm going for the horn as it just makes sense. The war was easy, and now we're a tribal, which lets us buy troops using prestige instead of gold. Now I can use those veterans to go on a raiding spree. I'm of course setting our raid intent to capture, as that's the whole point of this. The only thing is there really isn't much to raid around here. You know what, I'll sail over to Cairo and raid around Egypt. Surely there are more people to kidnap in these parts. We kidnap slaves, but no one to kill for piety, unfortunately. I thought I would get prisoners quicker this way, but it's not going very fast. Well, that was fun. Time to sail back home to restock supplies and men. Another way to get piety would be through a pilgrimage, but I don't really want to travel all the way across the world to Scandinavia for it. Wait a second, the county right next to us is Nestorian. If we conquer this county, we'd be able to convert for really cheap, and the Nestorian holy sites are much closer to us. I won the war, of course, and now we can convert for the low price of 250 piety. Now we can go on a pilgrimage to India, and it won't take our entire life to get there. I got just over 700 piety for my first pilgrimage, bringing us to a total of 3,000. My goal is to reach 4,000, which is the amount we need for the religion creation. Maybe it was dumb to convert already, as now we can't execute prisoners for piety. They can still make us a lot of gold though. To get the remaining piety, I need to set sail on another pilgrimage. One pilgrimage later, and we've achieved the 4,000 piety required. Now I'll begin heading to India. It'll be easier to siege castles now that we have the Sappers perk, which gives regular units some siege progress. Before we start declaring wars, I'll use all my extra prestige to buy a bunch of men-at-arms. I can't reach India directly, so I'll go through Arabia. I'm continuing to make sure that I'm not using any of my special units before I have to. Just one more war to get to the Nestorian holy site. Haesteinn is a crazy character, man. You can just win wars against almost any nation. Now that we have a place in India, I'm moving my capital over to make raising troops quicker. Creating a new religion is very expensive, and you might be asking what I meant when I said I only needed 4,000 piety. Well, Haesteinn starts with some learning perks to get the whole of body trait, which is weird since these ones are empty, but we can reset those perks and go down the theologian tree. The prophet perk reduces the cost to create new faiths by a huge 50%. Now that we have that perk, we can actually create the Christian faith of our dreams. The dream of being the temporal head of a Christian faith, of course. Since we have temporal selected, we will now automatically be the head of faith once the religion is created. And bam, we're our own pope now. I will now take counties until I get one that borders China. Just one more county here. Okay, we officially border China now. The Tang dynasty starts in the turmoil dynastic phase, so external rulers always have the seize the mandate heaven war goal, as long as they border China. We'll be using this to take over the entire place in one single war. I'm actually using my men-at-arms now. The plan is to sail my Viking brethren down the Yellow River to pop up down at the capital right away. I won't go for the capital right away, but instead land here in this other county owned by the Emperor. I hope to siege it before the enemy troops arrive. Okay, cool, we've taken it. I could go for the capital right away, but I prefer to have a defender advantage when we fight a battle. All we gotta do is win this battle in the hills. God damn, our boys are putting in the work against the Chinese. That was beautiful. Now I will attempt to take the capital. The Chinese forces are coming back to murder us for invading their homeland. I can't believe we actually won that. I thought we were screwed. Don't worry about the evil laugh. It's just a glorious day to be in China. We captured the enemy leader, and now we're China. We fished, and we're heavenly. A perfect combo. And with that, we've successfully obtained every single achievement added in the new DLC. It was a long journey, but we did it! Again, thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to play it for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile now by using my links in the pinned comment or video description. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and consoles, including multiple premium vehicles and boosters. Available for a limited time only, so make sure you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out these other videos I've made.